Hello everyone.
Hello.
In this video, we are going to talk about TGV cinemas, which has potential to expand for multinational corporation in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. First of all, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Fu Feng Dang.
My name is Jong Pei. I'm Manisha.
I'm Amir.
TGV Cinema is a wholly owned subsidiary of Tanjung Public Limited Company. It is the Malaysian leading film exhibitions company since its inception in 1995. It has established its name as a pioneer in the cinema industries and is the owner of Malaysia's leading multiplex. TGV are located throughout Malaysia in 34 multiplex with 268 screens and over 48,000 seats all over major shopping centers in Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, Perak, Penang, Johor, Terengganu, and Sarawak. Our aim is to attract new customers by promising superior values as well as to keep and grow the current customers by delivering satisfaction. Our objective is to maximize profit for the subsidiaries in multinational corporations. So, we give a high quality customer service. How do we do this? It is by improving every day to ensure our customer to have the best time and a more exciting cinematic experience. So next, we establish an international corporate image by adopting a more welcoming, vibrant, contemporary ambience and luxurious experience in our cinemas. Last, we comfort our customers. The cinemas hall were designed to maximize space, so our customer could feel more comfortable in watching their movies.
Let's move on to advantages of Saudi Arabia for MNC subsidiary. For your info, Saudi Arabia recently starts its first cinema after being banned for decades. The Crown Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia have been agreed to license the first AMC theatre in Saudi Arabia. This may reflected from some other social factors such as first ever women's cycle race and women driving ban. Firstly, the Vision 2030 towards economic and social development for the new transformational era of Saudi Arabia is to attract local investors and build partnership with international entertainment corporation. It shows that TGV Cinema has opportunity to expand their business to multinational corporation in Saudi Arabia. Next, TGV Cinema offers lower cost compared to other competitors such as Cinepolis, iPic Entertainment, CJ40 Plex, and Kuwait National Cinema Company. TGV also contribute to customer value by appealing different pricing models in normal days and weekends to sustain their productivity. Subsequently, TGV Cinema provide different tastes and preference such as bigger screen, digital sound system, and fun activities for all ages. The qualities that serve to audience are like IMAX, Indulge, Bina, Lux, and Chillax. For instance, Bina is an innovative concept cinema which features colorful bed-sized beanbags, and Chillax is own food and beverage outlet who offers delicious bite to the audience. Moreover, there is a high number of residents in Arabia watching movies. The survey in 2014 says that 2 to 3 Saudis internet user watching a film in online a week. 9 out of 10 people in Saudi have smartphone. This points out the interest of Saudis to watch movies as the population of 70% under the age of 30. Next, the population forecast in Saudi expected to rise 39.5 million. The kingdom said he expected to look up 2,600 screens in 2030. This statement implies that there is a potential for TGV Cinema to open a subsidiary at Saudi Arabia to earn high revenue. Lastly, Saudi Arabia prefer different types of films. Saudi needs to offer different types of film in order to request the audience for the transformation. As we know, TGV Cinema offer all local movies and also international films like Hollywood, Bollywood, Collywood, Thailand, Indonesia and Korea movies as well. MC in host country will be a good platform to improve the competitiveness, at the same time raising the quality and efficiency of the firm.
So what are the risks that would be faced by TGV in foreign country? First and foremost, political risks, which is war. In the Middle East North Africa region, global markets are increasingly characterized in terms of political risks and uncertainty. The Saudi Arabian-led intervention in Yemen conflicts are far from resolved. These developments have a significant impact on businesses in the region. As all commercial paths are not viable, investors and tourists are looking for safe haven. Next, also a political risk, which is corruption. Corruption has always been worse at the highest level of government in Saudi Arabia. However, observers generally agree that corruption has declined in last 20 years due to slowly rising living costs in long term. The prevalence of administrative corruption is still lower than the poorer Arab countries such as Egypt and Syria. Moving on to the next risk, economy risk, which is interest rate risk. The benchmark interest rate in Saudi Arabia was last recorded at 3%. Investment become more expensive when interest rates are high. So, enterprise, governments and people start to slow down their investment plan due to the cost of borrowing money. Last but not least, operational risks, which is discrimination risks. Under the male guardianship system in Saudi Arabia, women face a systematic discrimination. Women left exposed to domestic violence, leading some of them to try to escape from the country. Besides, strict policy on sex segregation discouraged employers from considering hiring a woman.
How to mitigate all the risks that we mentioned above? First, for political risks, the UAE and Saudi Arabia has avoided the political upheavals that has affected other countries in the regions, and the Mo CEO CNBC spoke to say political liberalization was happening in the right pace. Saudi Arabia has only one quick way to end this counterproductive war, and that is to unilaterally halt its military campaign. For mitigate the corruption risks, the kingdom government launched a wide-ranging anti-corruption investigations involving the detentions of many government ministers, royal family members, and prominent business people in November 2017. Saudi Arabia would continue its effort to preserve integrity, fight corruption, and empower law enforcement and other relevant state bodies to enable them to play their role in preserving public funds effectively. To avoid loss from interest rate risks, interest rate options allow businesses to protect themselves against adverse interest rate movement while allowing them to benefit from favorable movement. They are also known as guarantee of interest rate. Options are like insurance policy, such as paying a premium to take out the protections. This is not returnable, rather make use of the protections. If interest rate move in an unfavorable directions, we can call insurance. If interest rate move favorably, we can ignore the insurance. To mitigate the operational risks, the rules, legislations, and regulations that were tailored to traditional religious values and principles have been implemented in Saudi Arabia, which allow women more independent as they play a crucial economic role in society. Legislations on justice and criminal proceeding protections and child abuse and increased access for women to education, health and mobility have been enhanced. Campaigns to raise awareness of women's rights have also been launched by Saudi Arabia. This is the way to mitigate the operation risks in Saudi Arabia.
To finance TGV Cinema's expansion, the capital structure that chosen is debt financing. Saudi Industrial Development Fund provide private sector finance credit from 50% to 70% for long-term with low cost. This allows TGV to leverage a small number of funds into a greater amount that enable faster growth of MNC. We hope you all enjoy this video. Thanks for watching.